مصلحا ومجددا فارنوا بنظر طاهر وجناني.
Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, dear viewers. Today with us we have our beloved brother Michael Banks from Texas, who has accepted the true Islam Ahmadiyya. So dear brother, today we will have the blessed opportunity to hear your journey. So the first question is, what is your name and background?
Well, my name is Brother Michael Banks. My background is African American. That was one background. What background? What I mean, I ain't not trying to be funny. When you say
Yeah.
background, what that means?
So
Where I come
country or
from? Oh well,
where
yeah,
you're
I'm from.
born basically.
Oh yeah, I was born in Houston, Texas. I'm American, and I'm just thankful that Allah guided me to the true Islam, the true guidance, the right path, and and now it's up to me to stay on it. Uh, I'm just blessed, I just
So, what were you following before Ahmadiyya?
well, I was actually when I born and raised, I was born in a holiness church, which is like Christianity. My mother brought us up. We went to church like 4 or 5 times a week, and that kind of instilled in me to be spiritually equipped. But when I was introduced to Islam inside the prison walls, and it was Sunni Muslim. Then after I prayed so hard while I was in there, I prayed that I don't want to be like so into Islam while I'm in there. Then I get out and start back doing the same old thing that got me in there. So I prayed to Allah, and I prayed, I'm talking about sincerely, and He guided me. And when I got out, I was looking for a good mosque to perform Juma every Friday. So I started on my journey looking, and it was like after I say about the 12th Friday, I finally found Ahmadiyya. He got me to the one of the mosques because I used to always Friday. I used to, well, it's Juma. I kind of got discouraged because the first the few times I went before I was guided to Ahmadiyya, it was Arabs and Iranians, and they was racist as well. So I go there and I perform my pride. I didn't let that stop me. But when I started greeting them, they just pop right past me and just look at me like I wasn't even there. So Satan started bothering me and trying to deceive me and really discourage me, saying, "You see, that Islam is not what it is. See, just follow what your parents brought you up with and what brought you up to be." And I didn't give up. One morning I just cried real boo-hooing like a baby, and Allah got me right to the mosque in Houston, Texas, the Jumat, Ahmadiyya Jumat in Houston, and I was from there. I'm blessed, and what attracted me to Ahmadiyya, they motto, their logo, love for all, hatred for none. They actually show love and really ignore hatred. So that would really attracted me to is Ahmadiyya.
MashaAllah, brother, that's really inspiring. So, what about Ahmadiyya in terms of the beliefs attracted you the most?
The beliefs is how they show love. Actually, that's the main thing. How they show love and and they actually it what people is thinking that Isa alayhi salam himself is gonna come back. I never did believe that. So what they how they broke it down to me and explained to me how it'll be a man and another Messiah like Isa alayhi salam will come, and Allah blessed me to instill it. He blessed it, instill it in me to believe that strong heartedly, and it really makes sense. It's not gonna be Isa, alayhi salam himself, or it's gonna be someone in the I guess the spirituality way of how he came to the world and trying to reform peace and compassion to people. So that's
Mashallah, brother. So the next question is, you mentioned about your past that you were in prison. So
yeah.
how would you say Ahmadiyyat has changed your life?
Oh yes, it changed me so much that I I realized if I be totally submitted and obedient to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I would never go down that path anymore. And by me keeping that mind frame and motivation, it just Allah blessed me and showed me so many blessings. I really can't count them. I had a chance to have Monaco with Zua, and that was a wonderful experience when I was in London for the group at Monaco. Then I went to Houston to meet him when he came to Houston. My wife and I had a Monaco with him, and it just from there on, I'm so blessed. It's a blessing to be a part of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's companions. I consider us his companions because most of our brothers is getting persecuted. Our brothers and sisters getting persecuted in other countries like Pakistan, India, because they believe in the Prophet Messiah. And I can relate to it because you see in the media now how the African American again we've been persecuted since we've been here because of our skin color. So that kind of it just relate. I can relate to the most of the situation that's going on with the brothers in Pakistan and India as well. So
Yes, brother, I
I
totally
thank
agree
God.
with you. And we
Yeah,
pray for all of our African brothers around the world that Allah the Almighty protects them from these times where they're being
yeah,
persecuted. The next question is that you mentioned your wife is also now Ahmadi, correct?
yeah, yes. Mhm.
MashaAllah, that's really inspiring. So, do you want to share how she was convinced about the truth of Ahmadiyya?
Actually, I wasn't around when she converted. My father-in-law, I met him in Dallas when I moved back to Dallas, and as Muslims, we don't date and go out to dates, but I used to pick them up for Juma, and that's how I got introduced to her. But my father-in-law can tell you more about how she converted. But may Allah bless, rest his soul in peace. He passed away, so
All right, brother, may Allah bless him.
yeah,
And now, being an Ahmadi Muslim, you were in Houston when our beloved Imam came. I was there as well. It was a
yeah,
really beautiful, amazing spiritual atmosphere. So, if
yeah.
you can tell the other Muslims the importance of Khilafat and how it has helped you.
Yes, the importance of Khalifa, I really strongly believe that by him being like an intercessor for us, Allah send a message through the angel Gabriel, and he relayed to us. And if we obey him and follow his guidelines, we always be prepared for whatever happens and within this country and this world. And a prime example, way like a year ago, Hazur kept telling us to prepare ourselves, get get more food and water. And at that time, a lot of people didn't understand why, but we was obedient. And by us being obedient, we prepared for this pandemic that's going on right now. So that's one good example. Allah related to him. We didn't know this, but Allah knew. And so by him, listen to Allah and conveying Allah's word and message, we can be prepared for whatever come way before time it happens. And and by us being having one great leader, holding his holiness, we be guided with anything to go on in on this earth. We be prepared spiritually, mentally, physically, in every which way. And I thank Allah for having a great leader as the Hazur. May Allah continue to be his helper in every which way.
Ameen, brother. So the next question is that if you were to give the non-Ahmadis a message, you can give two messages, one to the Christians and one to the non-Ahmadi Muslims. What would you tell them? Why should they look into Ahmadiyya and how can it help them?
Well, for the Christians, I can tell them as I try to do it on Facebook to my my family, because most of them in Christianity and they kind of look at me in a different way now. But I be trying to tell them we all are Muslims. I said, please look up the word Muslim, and that means totally submitted to the will of the Creator. If you totally submitted and obedient to the will of the Creator, you can't go wrong. And for the non-Ahmadi Muslims, I don't really know too many of them, but if I do approach one of them, I will tell them we all need to stop being divided as different sets and come together and bow down to the one Creator. They will make it a whole lot peaceful in the world. All this going against each other in the other countries, because you this Muslim, that Muslim. If we come together as one, it'd be a whole lot peaceful and it'd be a better world to live in.
Is there any books you would recommend to the viewers?
Books, yes, most certainly the book of Jesus in India, alayhi salam, that one, and the Noah's Ark, the Wheel, all the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam's books, mostly all of them, because he just he just he just blessed me with the intellect by through Allah, by the grace of Allah only that I believe in and it's instilling me. And I seem like every time I pick up a book or read the audio, I find something different. So them books there all alone, Jesus in India, alayhi salam, and the Wheel, the Noah's Ark, them three books for sure. I would recommend them to read and ask Allah to help them to understand what's going on with how we really believe as Ahmadiyas.
Thank you, dear brother. And if you can give any advice to those people who do not believe in God and how Ahmadiyyat can help them as well.
Well, this is the most important thing I would tell them and say, we all created by one God. And if you don't believe in God, how can you see? Who gave you the eyesight, the hearing, the speech, the food you eat, the water you drink, each breath you take, all come from the one creator who love us, who look out for us before we look out for ourselves. How we speak, how we talk, how we, earn our money, all come from him. If you don't, and so what man I would tell him, what man have that much power to give you eyesight, bless you with hearing, with speech, taste buds, water, drink. What man can create water? Who can make the animals that we eat? I just break it down to them in like baby food. I've had to feed them baby food. I can't give them table food. They babies, so they don't know. And babies and spiritually, so I got to give them the baby food, which is the five senses we use every day. Actually, nine senses we use every day. I would always tell them that each breath we take come from God. Our eyesight and just from and etc.
Jazakallah, dear brother. We thank you for your time. In the end, if you want to say any other points about Ahmadiyya, then you can mention them and we can conclude with that. Any prayers you have for the viewers. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just hope and pray that we all come together as a one, because I know for a fact the human race is one big family. We should make peace with our family, no matter what we believe, how we look, anything like that. We should come together as one and bow down to the one creator who created us all, who looked out for us before we looked out for ourselves. And just come together and pray, because this world will be a better place if we just all of us had that mind frame to please Allah and not ourselves, not others, but Him. Please the Creator, not the created. And this would be a whole lot better for us if we all come together and practice our motto, which is love for all, hatred for none. If everybody showed love and compassion like one big family, this world would be so much better to live in. For real.
Thank you, brother. I completely agree. In the end, we pray that Allah continues to guide the people to the true Islam, Islam Ahmadiyya, and that Allah changes the condition of the world and people recognize the Creator. So, Brother Michael Banks, I thank you once again for your time. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon so you can get notifications for every new video. Also, make sure to like and comment on the video and follow on Twitter and Instagram.
صل على سيدنا صل على محمد